Hey Maya, I have another video for you on the difference between the preterite and imperfect and how to identify it when it comes up in sentences. Okay, so um, this first sentence here. Okay, yo blank al parque ayer. Ayer, this yesterday, shows us that it happened, right? So that's one of our preterite tense kind of like trigger words. Okay. So, yo fui al parque ayer, the preterite tense. Okay. And I have kind of like an analysis. All right. I went to the park yesterday. Just explains what happened. Okay. Number two, the Spaniards discovered America in 1492. Okay. Long time ago. But again, another statement of what happened. They discovered America. Okay. A statement. Descubrieron. So we have the preterite here. We don't have a trigger word, but we know that you can only discover something once, right? You can only, I'm going to jot that down. You can only discover something once. Preterite. And hopefully these little like anecdotal notes will help you think when you're looking at a question like, okay, well, you can only do that thing once, right? Number three, de niño blank a videojuegos todos los días. I used to play is a big clue because the imperfect is things we used to do. Also, every day. Every day is your clue. If we're talking about something that happened every day in the past, we're looking at the imperfect. So, something that happened every day, imperfect. So these are little things you can look for. Okay. Just explains what happened. You can only discover something once because once it's been discovered, it's, well, been discovered. I'm trying to get rid of that background. Okay. And every day. Something that happened every day in the past is the imperfect. Okay. Mi abuelo, blank siempre divertido. My grandfather was always fun. This is a description of a person, so it's going to be the imperfect. Okay. Description of a person and how they were in the past. This fits into our characteristics part of we aced thee. Nosotros blank y luego blank a la playa. We ate and then we went to the beach. This is like a list of actions. When it's a list of things that happened, preterite. If I ask you how your soccer practice went, and you could be like, well, first we ran drills, then I fell while trying to kick the ball, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then that happened. That's all going to be the impreterite. It's going to be the preterite because you're giving me the play-by-play, right? So, both in the preterite. Comimos, fuimos. Okay? I'm going to stop there with this section, and then we're going to look at using preterite and imperfect together. Let's see. This one's only 5. This is good. Okay. So, I was walking in the park when I saw my friends. Okay. Was walking. Walking. Think of it as something ongoing. Okay. So I was walking when I saw my friends. This is showing the imperfect, something that was happening, and the action that interrupted it. Okay. Um, Something was happening, and the action that interrupted it. Okay. So yo pasaba or caminaba. What is it going to give us? Yo paseaba por el parque cuando vi a mis amigos. I was walking, boom. Hey, look, my friends. Okay. Number 2, I bought a watch because I needed it. Man, I never know what time it is. I don't have a watch. The need was ongoing, right? If your phone breaks and you need a new phone, that need isn't going to pass after a second, right? You're going to need a new phone until, well, you get a new phone. So, just checking my so you're going to need that phone till you get that phone, right? So you bought it. You can only buy something once. Once you buy it, it's yours. I bought that phone because I needed it. So need is an ongoing thing, and you can only buy something once because then it's yours. Okay. Need is ongoing. You can only buy it once because then it's already yours. This is a similar sentence to the first one. When we were on the beach, we saw Roberto. We were on the beach. We were just hanging out. We were swimming. We were eating food. We were listening to music, whatever, ongoing. And then we saw Roberto. So that's again that kind of interrupting action. Just hanging out is ongoing. And then Roberto is the interrupting action. Okay. We're just hanging out, that's ongoing. Roberto is the interrupting action. Just hanging out. Oh, hey, Roberto. Okay. This one. Did you notice that the room was empty? In this situation, in the English anyway, it doesn't look like either of them was something that happened, right? You could be noticing something happening and the room is empty for a period of time, but what we're doing here is saying, hey, did you notice that? Did you? Done. Okay. Did you? Meaning it happened. And then estaba vacía. The room was empty. That was something that was ongoing. Right? I think if you've seen Monsters Inc., Sully is trying to tell Boo that like he's okay, she's safe now, and he goes in the closet and he goes, "No monsters in here." Well, Now there is. There was no monsters in the closet until Sully walked in. And we're going to skip that one because it's weird. All right. So, preterite or imperfect, preterite and imperfect. Now let's look at a story. In a story, we're going to notice a couple things. The imperfect sets the scene. The preterite tells what happened. It's like a once upon a time story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was this, and she lived here, and she did this, and then one day, boom. All right. So remember the kind of once upon a time, boom, something happened. Okay. May have to pause in a second because I have food coming, but I want to get this done for you. There we go. Okay. So, if we look at this first sentence, La princesa Isabel, exactly like I just said. She was rubia y guapa, blonde and pretty. That's describing her. That's imperfect. She was living in un gran castillo. All right, living, you're in there for a period of time, right? So these first two sentences setting the scene are in the imperfect. I got to move the little recorder box thing. All right, so these two sentences setting the scene are in the imperfect. Era rubia y guapa, vivía en un gran castillo. Pero, sometimes pero is going to tell us the new action. But what it's saying here is she was 25 years old. Age, we know that's imperfect. But she did not have a husband. This is all still setting the scene. She was blonde and pretty. She lived in a big castle. She was 25, but she did not have a husband. Okay? And remember how I told you once upon a time and one day? Hey, look. Un día. So here's us setting the scene. Then all of a sudden we have un día. Un día, un príncipe blank desde un reino lejano. A prince arrived from a faraway kingdom. Oops. Now we're going to see feo. So we're going to see era un poco feo. Now we have to describe him. So we're setting that scene again. Okay. And then we have he invited the princess to go with him, and she accepted. Preterite tense. I don't know if this recording can pause, but my dinner's coming. Okay. Blank a caballo. So now they've met each other. And now what they're doing is all that list of preterite things. They rode a horse. They navigated on a lake. I can't think of rode on a lake. And they were gifts to each other. Se hicieron regalos. They were gifts to each other. But this word mientras means while, enduring action, right? Por la noche, mientras miraban las estrellas, we're setting the scene again. Something else is about to happen. We're watching the stars, right? Y él le preguntó si ella quería casar con él. This has the preterite and the imperfect. He asked her, done, do you want to marry me? Wanting is an ongoing thing. That's that's an emotion. That's our imperfect. Oh, this story ended abruptly. La princesa dijo que no, y el príncipe regresó a su reino. She said no, he left, story's over. So, do you see how we set the scene, something happens. Set the scene, something happens. Set the scene, something happens. And then the princess said no, and they all went home. Okay? Hopefully, this was also helpful. I can also share this document to you with all these examples. And again, thank you and have a wonderful night.